It's 11 a.m., Tuesday, June 19th. This is Prescott Robinson with 15 minutes.
This is Hugh Sanders speaking at WOR's microphones at a most nearly perfect point of vantage overlooking the very corner of 57th Street in New York's famous fashion thoroughfare, Fifth Avenue. The avenue was always very much alive, but today it's really packed jammed. The way it looks, everybody wants to pay his or her respects to Kansas-born General Ike. The parade is just beginning to pass me here now. The police escort, mounted escort preceding, the band following, and as I get a glimpse of what follows it, I'll give you a description of it as best I can. Well, this description here, of course, is going to be mighty inadequate, I'm afraid. You can tell much better by being here yourself, but you'd surely have to look around a long time to find a good place from which to watch the proceedings. The streets are packed, jammed with thousands and thousands of people, which is true all along the entire route. General Ike and LaGuardia and the first car, Mayor LaGuardia, now passing 58th Street and will soon come within our range of vision. Following the police mounted escort, the Army band, several police cars, then General Ike. In just a moment, they'll be coming in closer to us, and you'll hear the crowds as they pay homage to this General of America who has done so much to help us reach our final VE Day and the eventual victory which is just ahead. The entire avenue now is beginning to resound with anxious and patient humanity who want to get that close first-hand glimpse of their conquering hero, General of the Army, Dwight D. Eisenhower. About 2 million people estimated to be along the streets today. Through the park, about 50,000 children witnessed the passing of General Ike and all of his cordon. A lot of people right here on this second floor of the building at 57th and 5th Avenue who you hear cheering. There's General Ike waving to all of his people throughout. There's very little paper flying. The Salvage Committee is asked not to waste too much scrap paper. There's General Ike Eisenhower, Mayor LaGuardia passing a few words. Listen to that crowd, will you? Listen to that ovation for General Ike Eisenhower, our General of the Army. Just passing us here at Tiffany's on 5th Avenue, past Bonwood Tellers. Try to give you some description of exactly who's in the car. In the first car, as I mentioned, General of the Army Dwight Eisenhower and Mayor LaGuardia, then followed by Lieutenant General Walter Bedell Smith and Grover Whalen. Bedell Smith, as you recall, is the General Chief of Staff, and Vice Admiral Alan G. Kirk and the Honorable C.R. Beardsley. In that fourth car, Major General Harold Roe Bull and Major General Robert H. Littlejohn. Then Major General David M. Slater and Brigadier General Thomas Jefferson Davis. Many of the cars passing here now, of course, are the closed type. The original car in which the General and Mayor LaGuardia were was the open-top car, giving the General an opportunity to stand and wave to the throngs that had gathered here to greet him on his return to New York City. General Ike, as you may recall, was born in Abilene, Kansas, which is the very place to which he's going to be journeying and very shortly. Going home there where they'll pay him a little reception in Eisenhower Park, they tell me, in Abilene, and then move on to a little confectionery store in the little town of Abilene, in which the people are going to show him the very corner in which they've preserved his memory throughout these passing years that he's been overseas fighting with our boys. Oh, yes, I'd like to tell you that WOR's microphones and Don Frederick will be down at City Hall at approximately 12 o'clock for the ceremonies which will take place down there. Mayor LaGuardia is going to give to General Eisenhower a token medal which was prepared by Tiffany's just across the street from us here, and that medal also will be performed. That medal also will be performed in. Medal also will be given in replica to the other members of the party. Well, the parade is passing on down the street. Many of the cars, of course, about 25 of them, still remain here, but we're going to return you now to our studios.
Back here in the studios, to wind up the tail end of this news report, here's the stock quotation as they were at 11 o'clock this morning. Prices were up. Trading was moderate. 11 a.m. prices included U.S. Steel 69 up 5/8, Bethlehem Steel 79 3/4 up 1. General Motors 68 3/4 down 5/8, Chrysler 113 3/4 up 1/4. Anaconda 35 1/4 up 3/8, Nickel 35 up 1/4. United Air 29 unchanged. Standard Oil of New Jersey 62 3/4 down 1/4. New York Central 30 3/8 down 1/4. Pennsylvania Railroad 39 1/4 down 5/8. Santa Fe 97 5/8 down 5/8. Edison 31 1/4 unchanged. Telephone 171 5/8 down 1/8. Here's the weather forecast for New York City and vicinity. The temperature is 71 degrees, the humidity 83%. Today, considerable cloudiness, and now the weatherman has amended his forecast to say that there may be showers. He's crawling in off that limb. The highest temperature, near 80 degrees, moderate westerly winds. Tonight, partly cloudy and cooler. Tomorrow, some cloudiness and warm. Now here's a brief streamlined summary of the news. General Dwight Eisenhower has arrived in New York to begin a day of shouting welcome by the nation's biggest city for its biggest war hero. King Leopold of Belgium has rebuffed political leaders in his country who asked him to resign. He says he plans to resume all his constitutional prerogatives very soon. Japanese troops on the rim of southern Okinawa are fleeing toward 100-foot cliffs overlooking the China Sea. American officers predict they'll end their fight for the island with mass suicide leaps into the ocean. Prime Minister Mackenzie King has lost his race for a seat in the Canadian Parliament in his own district. However, it is said he'll run again in another district where a fellow party member will step aside. Listen to the news each weekday morning at 11 o'clock. This news is brought to you on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at 11, and on Sunday at 12:45 by National Biscuit Company, bakers of premium crackers, delicious enriched NBC bread, and other popular Nabisco products. This is Prescott Robinson speaking.
The WOR newsroom receives complete news service 24 hours a day from 4 national press associations. Our next news broadcast will be at 12:30 with Henry Gladstone. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System. A transcription.
Soon it will be played for you.
Rhapsody in Blue, Warner Brothers' jubilant story of George Gershwin, starts at the Hollywood Theater Wednesday, June 27th.
WOR New York, urging you to buy extra war bonds during the 7th War Loan. With this announcement, WOR pledges another $1,000.